So what I said before was to feel the desert beneath our feet and feel the inheritance of all the women that have gone back in time, back to the time of Abraham, back to Sarah, back to who I will speak of as Hajar, which is what the Muslims refer to her as, Hajar. And I invite all of you to look beyond jealousy and competition through childbirth and a kind of archetypal spiritual piety, which are some of the labels that these magnificent foremothers were given and are given today. And I invite you to look a little deeper and consider the fact that prophecy flowed through them, as Pirzia mentioned, and feel that it is through their link that we connect with Islam, that we connect with Judaism, and that we connect with Christianity, which is a wonderful matrix, an exquisite matrix to focus on and to see the possibilities of the Abrahamic reunion coming together, particularly through Sarah and Hajar. So while considering this, I thought of Hajar's story, which I'll tell quickly, because some of us may not be familiar with the more Islamic version, which is that after Isaac was born, she was asked to leave by Sarah, and that Abraham took her to the desert. And in the desert, she said, "To whom are you leaving me?" And Abraham said, "I leave you with Allah." And she said, "I am content to be left with Allah." And then there's this story of her running back and forth between the hills in what we can only imagine was a feeling of desperation. There's no water there. At which point, Ishmael, who is an infant, kicks the ground and the spring of Zamzam arises and floods and continues to this day. And the story goes on that then at a certain point Abraham came back and he and his son Ishmael built Kaaba. This is one of the stories. There are so many stories. And just like in a family, we remember that our version of the family is different than our brothers and sisters' version, right? Okay, so now I'm going to read the poem. No less than the prophets, Hajar speaks. He had to take us there, way out in Beersheba, the land of nothing. His face was a hungry moon, gaunt and white. He couldn't look at me. A woman doesn't start a nation with a baby and a mule. Not alone, she doesn't. So Sarah helped with her story of that jealousy that pushed me out like I pushed Ishmael. I knew before my baby came. I'd seen the well, foresaw the black stone, had the tearing pain, the time of doubt. I ran between the hills, but that was in a vision. After that time had come to run, and I was fierce and mad with thirst for all I'd left behind. And as I ran, I yelled at God. I called on God. I said, "Give it and hold nothing back." After Ishmael unearthed the well of Zamzam with his heel, after the caravans found us, after Mecca burst awake around us, after Abraham returned to wake the Kaaba, then I could relax. My gift from God is larger than I am. I doubt they mention it.